Welcome into Clippers Countdown as your LA Clippers are in their final game before the All-Star break, the midway point, although you only have about 35% of the season left after this tonight. Unfortunately, the Clippers wouldn't even shoot that percentage from three last night as they fell 102-97 in Houston to the Rockets in game one of this two-game mini-series in Houston. Here was Coach Lue post-game on the loss.
We took care of the basketball for the most part, only having 12 turnovers, but then we allowed 19 points, and so just, we got to understand when we turn the basketball over, teams are going to get out in transition and get, good shots. And so we got to do a good job with that, which I thought we was okay. But just overall, we got to make more shots. They put two on the ball. I didn't think we capitalized well enough. When they double team Kawhi, we didn't do a good job with our spacing, making the right play and making the right pass. And so tomorrow we'll be ready.
Tomorrow is now today. It's the final game before the All-Star break with the festivities at Intuit Dome this weekend. Kawhi and Giannis participating, but you can't start the break early and have that foot out the door and get senioritis here when you're not even the oldest team in the league anymore, by the way. But they do have some new players to integrate and get up to speed. And when you're still 25-28 and in 10th place in the Western Conference, there is still a lot of work to be done for this Clippers team to fully turn around this season after starting off 6-21. Tip-off between the Clippers and Rockets in Houston in Game 54 of the regular season is just about 59 minutes away. Coming up here on your pregame show, we'll have Grant Mona on. But up next, it's your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers remain in Houston in Game 2 of this two-game mini-series. Final game before the All-Star break. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. It is Clippers Countdown. We're just about 57 minutes away from tip-off. Coming up, we're going to have Grant Mona on from the Sporting Tribune. But right now, it's Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, what's good, my friend?
Adam, wow, deja vu. What is good? I'm good. Are you good?
I'm okay back here in Burbank.
All right.
Be better if the Clippers can pick up a victory after losing last night 102-95 in Houston. In a game where neither team played their best, but certainly the Houston Rockets better from the outside, and that was a big difference in this score going against the Clippers.
Yeah, it was. And the Clippers, I thought they had opportunities in that ball game, but then to start the fourth quarter, 1-11 with 5 turnovers, obviously going to be tough to win some games when that's how you begin the fourth quarter, arguably the most important quarter of the ball game. I thought overall, though, the Clippers hustled. They got numerous offensive rebounds, didn't really allow Houston to get to the glass too many times. They won the parts of the game they could control. I think the shot selection, though, could have been better in that game, and that's why we see timely missed shots by the Clippers.
Yeah, Clippers 8 of 30, Houston 50% at 14 of 28 last night. Coach Lou talked about it early on, but the Clippers had opportunities. We mentioned it during the broadcast in transition where they just weren't able to convert. You'd expect that to turn around tonight as well.
Yeah, I mean, this team's been so good this season, being able to get points off turnovers and be able to dominate that part of the ball game. And they had a couple 3-on-1s, 2-on-1s where they really weren't able to get anything to go. Chris Dunn misses a dunk. Derek Jones Jr. misses a layup. A couple of turnovers for this team at timely moments. So we'll see if the Clippers can find a way to be more effective in those opportunities. But great to see that they are able to create turnovers against this Houston team. That was big.
Really just that 7-0 run to start the fourth quarter, the difference in the ball game. It was close. It was back and forth. It was a 6-point game entering the fourth. It ended up being a 13-point game, and it just kind of got away from them on a night where they couldn't shoot well from the outside, and integrating some new pieces, including Benedict Mathurin, who I felt like he did everything right but his number one trait, which is just a make or miss league thing. He was missing shots out there, but the other parts of his game we were looking forward to seeing if that would translate here in a Clippers uniform. They were there, Carlo.
Yeah, I thought he got downhill, got to the rim, was able to get to the free throw line. I think there was some key moments on the defensive side of the ball where he showed effort on that end. And then rebounding, he was great. A couple of numerous offensive rebounds in that game, and along with some big-time defensive rebounds. It's going to be an adjustment period. He's taking his time with this team, but I think the intent, the effort was there. Honestly, Adam, it felt like he turned down good looks throughout the ball game, took tougher shots than maybe he needed to. Let's see if he tries to shoot a little bit quicker in possessions here today. But I think for the most part, anytime you finish with 9.7 rebounds, 4 assists, he filled up the stat sheet, which was big for the Clippers.
I thought Chris Dunn, while he didn't score a lot, only had 6 points, 7 assists, just 1 turnover. We know what more is being asked of him right now, still without Darius Garland, this Clippers team in the playmaking department. But he's done a very good job. Some of those hit-ahead passes or lobs over the defense, he's had some pinpoint accuracy passes the last few games here.
He has. Ty loves to throw that pass where you go over pretty much the entire defense and float it into the breadbasket of Kawhi Leonard. And that's not an easy pass to make, but it's something that Chris Dunn has had a good chances and great opportunity to find Kawhi Leonard on those balloon passes. It's almost like Willie May is running back towards the fence to catch that ball, but that's how Kawhi's been able to catch it and then come up with opportunities underneath the rim. So great to see Dunn just be an excellent player. Ty Lue mentioned after last game he doesn't know how Chris Dunn has not been an all-defensive selection. I did do the math a little bit earlier today, Adam. 51 games of 20 or more minutes. So he would need to play, because you get 2 games where if you play 15 minutes, in between 15 or 20, they'll count it. And he's played 1 game in which he's played over 15 minutes but less than 20 minutes. So he needs 13 games, 12 games of at least 20 minutes, and then 1 game where he can have at least more than 15 minutes to be eligible for all defense. I don't know how he's not all defense. Talk about a guy who's 5th in deflections, top 11 in the NBA in steals. I mean, he's just been so good for the Clippers this season.
Going to process some of that during the break. We'll come back with more from Carlo Jimenez at Toyota Center in Houston. It's game 2 of this 2-game mini-series. Clippers taking on the Rockets. Final game before the All-Star break for your Los Angeles Clippers. And this is Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Daniel West with the music here. Clippers in Houston. Game 2. Final game before the All-Star break in this 2-game mini-series. Clippers falling by 7 last night to the Rockets. Welcome back into Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll go back in time in Clippers Rewind. But first, back to Carlo Jimenez from Toyota Center. Carlo, we saw a game where Kawhi Leonard, for the first time in a long time, wasn't at his usual efficiency numbers, just 7 of 19 from the floor, 24 points though still, 8 boards, 3 assists, and it was game 32 of 32 straight with 20 or more. Still very impressive, and he and KD had a little back and forth in that third quarter. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. Kevin Durant finally got going, 11 points in that first half. He was quiet before having 10 in the third quarter. I thought Kawhi Leonard was great on the offensive end for the Clippers when he was able to get to his spots. Just 2 of 7, though, from the three-point line. We'll see if he can knock down some more threes. Kawhi has been a 40% three-point shooter since December 20th. So even Superman has some days off, and it felt like Kawhi Leonard maybe had an off day in that game. Still got to those 20 points, still kept this streak alive. We'll see if he's able to find a way to get back going offensively. The Clippers, I was talking to Brian Seaman earlier today, TV voice of your LA Clippers. They've won the last 3 games going into the break, Adam, and all of them have been fantastic games. Last year, overtime, I believe, in Utah. The year prior, Ty Lue gets ejected from Golden State. I think that's the last time Ty has been ejected from a game. So I'd expect a good game here today at Houston. You never know what you're going to get right before everybody flies away for vacation. I'm sure it'll be an empty plane ride back to Los Angeles, everyone with their mind on what's next. But hopefully the Clippers can come away with the victory behind another masterful performance from Kawhi Leonard, who's been nothing but a master these last couple of games. I don't know how this guy isn't a first-team All-NBA player. If he keeps this up, there's no way you can say he's not a top-5 player, because all the conversation has been he's the best player in the league since Thanksgiving. And for the Clippers, he has been truly, truly somebody holding it down as they continue to get healthy.
Yeah, the steady force on this team with them being in this transitional phase right now, still waiting for part of the the cavalry to arrive here. John Collins, speaking of high flyers here, always getting up for a few dunks every ball game. But I've appreciated his defense in the rebounding. It's not just what he's been doing scoring-wise, Carlo, the last 6 weeks when this Clippers turnaround happened, coincidentally or not so much, with John Collins turning his season around. He's doing the little things out there too.
He is. I mean, his blocks and steals have been big for the Clippers. You mentioned his rebounding. That's been huge, averaging 5 rebounds a contest for this Clippers team. I think for John Collins, his energy just continues to be infectious. I mean, he's always trying to make a positive play every time he gets the ball, and he's always trying to find a way to have those hustle plays, even though he's not really known to be a guy who does the dirty work. He has had no issue doing the dirty work for the Clippers this season. So impressive to see him continue to have that sort of impact, even on games where maybe he doesn't shoot the ball well, which there's not many of them as of late. He's still impacting the game in a positive way. I think John Collins, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Obviously going to be a free agent this summer, but you can't ask for a better audition for this guy. I mean, despite the slow start, he has done everything and more that the Clippers have needed, and truly has been a key piece of this turnaround for this Clipper team. And while also being just a positive energy guy and a great leader in the locker room. I mean, how many times has Kobe Sanders come on here and talked about John Collins' leadership and his ability to be somebody to continue to have a positive locker room? You need those guys. It's so much we talk about Chris Dunn and Derrick Jones Jr. being guys who bring levity to the plane flights. That's important. This is a long season. These are long days. This is a back-to-back. And guys like John Collins make a difference when it comes to that locker room. I just think, John Collins, what a turnaround he has had. And for a slow start and then being in Utah, Adam, for a couple of years where, you're not really sure because he's on a team that's not winning games. So there's no real, is he good? Obviously he was playing well, but they're not exactly trying to win games. Will Hardy was asked in a post-game press conference the other day, hey, do you have any chance of putting Jared Jackson Jr. in the game? And he said, no, he wasn't going to, even though it probably would have helped them. Win the game, which is interesting. But
it's a wide issue right now. But you're right. It could have been empty numbers. He's on a bad team. Can these really impact winning? And they have for this Clippers team over the last couple of months. John Collins been huge for them. A leader of the Vibe squad in this locker room also. Off the bench in this game, Carlo, you brought it up as it was happening, but For Coach Lue to wave the white flag with the starters while being down 15 with 5.5 minutes left, and the backups to come in and make the run that they did to get it down to 7, and having the Houston Rockets have to extend out minutes with their starters, that was a huge move last night and hopefully pays dividends off tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to for the Clippers. If Ty Lue is deciding, you know what, I'm going to pull those guys early, I would expect them to play long here today. Now, we don't know if Derrick Jones Jr. or if Kawhi Leonard are still on minutes restrictions. Obviously, that's something we try to keep an eye on, but Ty has not vocalized that to the media. Nonetheless, I think for the Clippers, I mean, you look at the total minutes in last night's box score, Adam, nobody plays more than 31 for the Clippers, right? Houston's got 4 guys who play 35 or more in Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., Alfred Şengün, and Amen Thompson. And so we'll see what that looks like today, where the mental focus is, maybe where the physicality is in this game. Obviously, yesterday, the Clippers were able to force some Houston turnovers, but this is a Houston team, Adam. The 6 times they've lost in this building, Detroit, Denver, OKC, San Antonio, Boston, and Charlotte when they're on that winning streak. So it has been a tough place to win games. Those are 5 contenders, and then the hottest team in the NBA, the Charlotte Hornets. It's always tough here to win in Houston. We'll see if the Clippers with little fresher legs can get it done.
I got Isaiah Stewart hot the other night. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets in game 2 of the 2-game miniseries. Tip-off just about 45 minutes away. Coming up next, we'll let Carlo go for now. We'll go back in time and Clippers Rewind right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Final game before the All-Star break. Tip-off just about 42 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Coming up, we got Grant Mona from the Sporting Tribune. But first, we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind back to December 22nd of 2017. Biggest movies out, Star Wars Episode 8. Could have been worse. I never even saw 9. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. I think there was a sequel too. The biggest song on the radio was Post Malone's Rockstar, and certainly the leader of the band that season for the Clippers was Sweet Lou Williams, but another lesser-known member was Jawan Evans, who would make a big impact too, and a Clippers unlikely win in Houston over James Harden and the Rockets.
Lou Williams got the center court logo. Dances around, gets a screen from Evans with 6 to shoot. Going to have to don a cape and get something here. On the left wing, fires a 3, and it's good! 1, 122 to 113. Lou Williams strikes again. Back the other way. Harden runs over Evans. A whistle. Offensive foul. Doc Rivers is leading the charge, pumping his fist with 1:31 to play. 122 to 113. The Clippers with their hands on the wheel here at Toyota Center.
Juwan Evans drew multiple offensive fouls on James Harden late. Lou Williams had 32. Austin Rivers had 36, like hearing him on NBC with Noah Eagle the other night. And the Clippers would upset the Rockets 128 to 118. It was kind of the start of that new era transitional phase of Clippers basketball without Blake Griffin and CP3. And they scrapped and got to 42 wins during the 2017-2018 season, thanks to performances like that, an underrated one from Juwan Evans. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip-off just 40 minutes away. Up next, your player to watch. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip-off is just about 38 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Still to come, your injury report and Grant Money Mona. But first...
This is LA Clippers basketball.
Watching this guy play right now is really something.
Players to watch.
Ozzy in the chat beat me to it. Yeah, I'm going Isaiah Jackson. I liked how he looked. It was just 5 minutes last night. His first as a Clipper. Went 2 of 2, just 1 of 3 at the free throw line, but 5 points. And the backups came in and gave them a little bit of a lift. And Houston a little bit of a scare there, down to a 7-point lead with, I think, 3 minutes left. Isaiah Jackson runs some pick and roll with Ty Washington. I'm guessing in game 2, he'll get a few more minutes, especially after Yannick Conan Niederhauser was just pushed around a little bit by Alperen Şengün. It happened. Şengün is an all-star this season for a reason. He's one of the best players in this league, especially in the Western Conference. He's dominant. He's a force. I want to see if Isaiah Jackson gets more time against him in this ball game. Mathurin was my player to watch last night. Another new Clipper coming over from the Pacers, Isaiah Jackson tonight. I'm Adam Osland. It is the Clippers in game 2 in the final game before the All-Star break, but game 2 in Houston here. Tip-off just about 44 minutes away. Up next, your injury report, and then I almost said Law Murray. He's on that much. Grant Mona. of the Sporting Tribune is coming up. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in game 2 of the back-to-back in Houston. Final game before the All-Star break. Welcome back. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Tip-off is just about 32 minutes away here. Coming up, we got Grant Money Mona on. But first, your injury report. For the Clippers, no Nico Batum in this one for rest purposes. Still no Darius Garland with that left foot injury. As for the Houston Rockets, Tari Eason available, as well as Alperen Sengun. Dorian Finney-Smith, who did play, hit a big three-pointer in the game yesterday. He will be out. Of course, no Fred VanVleet, no Steven Adams for the Houston Rockets. Clippers and Rockets tipping off just about 31 minutes from now. Up next, Grant Mona. I'm Adam Osland. And this is Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. I don't know why I wasn't even watching one of the documentaries about it, but Woodstock 99 with DMX, for some reason a clip popped up and I couldn't turn away. Just a sea of 300,000 people. I think he was doing Rough Riders anthem. Pretty good. RIP. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip off just about 30 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we'll get you a drive around the league, but joining the show right now, it is Grant Mona, Grant Money Mona of the Sporting Tribune at GMona48 is where you find him. Grant, thanks for doing this here on Clippers Countdown again.
Thanks for having me on, Adam. It's different circumstances this time, but we are on the second night of a back-to-back, and let's see what the Clippers can do here.
What did you make of yesterday's game? Because a lot of it just felt like make or miss league. Clippers were missing from the outside. Houston was making. They had one run to start the fourth quarter, and that was pretty much the ball game. How did you sum that one up?
Yeah, the Clippers just looked like they had a rough night from the field. They had a lot of wasted opportunities in the open court. I mean, Ty Lue talked about it. There are 3-on-1s, 2-on-1s that they didn't capitalize on. He said they had some transition possessions that they could have been better on. In all honesty, Adam, I think they played pretty hard. And again, when you incorporate two new guys into the lineup, and I know that Isaiah Jackson got some run at the end of the game, but when you incorporate a guy like Benedict Mathurin into the rotation, it's going to take some time for these guys to kind of mesh and figure out where they want the ball, how they want the ball, how they want to use pick and rolls and all that different stuff on the offensive end. But I think overall, they came out and competed. But again, Houston's talent, I mean, they're one of the only teams in the NBA to be top 10 in both offense and defense. So you put those things into account. They're at home. The Rockets are third in the West now. There's a lot of things to like on the Houston side. For the Clippers, they're just trying to find their way right now. And I think that's what we saw on Tuesday.
No, that's a good point. A lot of moving parts with this Clippers team, with guys transitioning in and some guys being out right now still. You mentioned Benedict Mathurin. What did you make of his opening performance? He didn't shoot it that well, but I felt like he did some of the little things that were question marks really well out there.
Right. He had 7 rebounds. It felt like he was all around in terms of defense. I think he had a few steals as well. And, you go to the fact that his shot wasn't falling. I think that's just a product of him, honestly, just trying to find where he can get to his spots, how he can get to the ball. And I think, Adam, in all honesty, I think that Benedict Mathurin is going to be very good. I think he's going to be fine for this Clippers team. And honestly, I think that if and when he gets to the rim, and I think that he will get to the rim a lot, I think that's going to be very beneficial for this Clippers team. I think that his ability to get downhill, his physicality, his ability to come off of pick and rolls, play off ball, I think that's a lot of good things. And again, we didn't see that on Tuesday, but I think overall we are going to see that eventually.
What about Isaiah Jackson? I mean, the backups came in and gave it a run late when Coach Luke had to wave the white flag at the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. The backup said, we're not done yet. We're not packing this one in. I like what we saw from Isaiah Jackson coming over from Indiana as well.
Yeah, I actually really liked what the third unit did. It looked like the Clippers were waving the white flag, is what they usually say. But that third unit came in and competed against the actual starters of Houston. And again, sometimes, the starting unit, the second unit, they just don't have it, and you got to find some different energy. Ty Lue's done this multiple times over the past 5-6 years that he's been the head coach of the LA Clippers, is that, sometimes the starters just don't have it. Let's throw in some guys that are fresh, that are hungry, and see if they can turn the tide. And they actually did. Obviously, they didn't win the game, but they got it down to 7. I mean, they got it down to single digits. And for a team that, listen, we've always talked about their development system, the coaching staff, and how they always keep these guys ready. I think that's going to continue with this new influx of talent, with the young talent. Like Delano Banton, I feel like had a good run in that stint at the end of the game. Like you said, Isaiah Jackson, he was very bouncy. I actually really like Isaiah Jackson. So I'm kind of curious to see tonight, Adam, if he gets some more run next to Yannick Niederhauser, because I think Nico Batum is out due to rest. I think they just want to see a longer runway of younger talent in the lineup, and I think that's probably what we'll see tonight. And honestly, I'm pretty excited about it. Maybe not a lot of people are excited about it, but I want to see what these young guys can bring with the influx of Mathurin and Jackson too.
We got to wait a week for another Clippers basketball game after tonight, so I'm a little bit excited about it too. Kobe Sanders and Jordan Miller, people in the chat post game were going after them a little bit. Kobe Sanders, 1 of 9. Jordan Miller with 3 turnovers. But to me, these are just the lumps you have to take playing young guys, but you're hoping it pays off in the long run. And for the most part, they've been very good for this Clippers team this season.
Yeah, there's a reason why they converted Kobe Sanders to a standard contract. Like, he's shown enough for them to be confident in giving him that. Jordan Miller, I believe, will be the next in line to do that. Again, there's nothing confirmed out there, but it's just trending that way. These guys, like, there's going to be peaks and valleys. And I had to tell a few fans this. Adam, you know this. When you go back and forth with fans on social media, you
Good
have to
luck.
explain things to them. I know, good luck is right. But I was telling him, like, there's peaks and valleys to this. We saw valleys from Kobe Sanders over the past few games, but I think, like you said, you're going to have these ups and downs from these younger players where, yeah, they may not have excellent, efficient shooting games all the time. And we've seen that from both of these guys, from Kobe and Jordan. But again, you're going to see some of the lows when they face more talented teams, more physical teams. Like, Amen Thompson is going to guard anybody tough. Like, you go down that list, Tari Eason is going to guard anybody tough, let alone a two-way rookie, now a standard rookie in Kobe Sanders, and then Jordan Miller, a guy that's trying to earn a standard contract. So I don't put a lot into that. I think that, again, with what this team did at the deadline, with moving off of Zoo, moving off of James Harden, you should expect some games like this, especially heading into the break. But as we go into the later parts of the season, it's not going to be pretty all the time. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to have to let these guys have that long runway and just see what they can do.
Yeah, some guys are being overextended right now. They're playing above their heads and trying to do stuff maybe they're not as comfortable with. Chris Dunn, a perfect example. He's having to play make way more than usual because not just no James Harden, they don't have Darius Garland yet from that trade. Still felt like 7 assists to 1 turnover. He's making the right passes for the most part, and the defense is still there. Yes, he was in foul trouble a little bit, but he had, I think, 3 straight steals or close to that early in the second quarter, just still doing everything on both ends.
Yeah, and Chris Dunn is a guy, like, he was in foul trouble late in the game, and he actually did not foul out early because they overturned a call. He was actually heading to the bench and said, "Oh, wait, you only have 5," and he was talking to the Rockets bench. That's the kind of guy that Chris Dunn is. Like, he's improved his three-point shot a lot, and I know fans get very frustrated with the inconsistencies on the offensive end. But Adam, you look at the totality of the situation, right? Like, his contract, he's on a $5 million contract. He is one of the best perimeter guard defenders in the NBA, if not the best. And in all honesty, he should have been on the all-defensive team last year. But again, I know the whole minutes thing, and you got to have a certain threshold and all that stuff. But that's the caliber that Chris Dunn brings. And in this time, when the Clippers are in this transition era, this transition period, they're going to need his intensity alongside Benedict Mathurin's intensity because, Adam, you saw Benedict Mathurin get into Kevin Durant's grill late in that game. He's not going to take anything, and Chris Dunn is certainly not either.
Yeah, they are cut from the same cloth in that respect. Kawhi Leonard just 7 of 19 in 32 minutes. We mentioned Coach Lou pulling the starters with about 5.5 minutes late in that ball game. Hopefully that pays off in this one. Kawhi was unusually inconsistent with the shot. Expect him to bounce back in this one, Grant?
I do, and Adam, it's just something to watch. Like, he kept shaking that hand. He has that finger wrapped. Like, I don't know what the official diagnosis is. The Clippers haven't relayed anything to us, but I'm expecting Kawhi to play a little bit better. The bounce was fine. The athleticism was fine. His ability off the dribble was fine. Like, he put Tari Eason on the floor on Tuesday. But again, like, I think that Kawhi's a guy that he's going to bounce back. His shot just wasn't falling. But again, I'm looking at that hand. I don't know what it is. I got to go back and look at maybe when it happened exactly. But yeah, he's been shaking that a lot, and I'm curious to see if it affects him this game. I want to see how he comes out and starts the game before I make any big conclusions here.
Grant Mona of the Sporting Tribune. Grant, so my player to watch in this one, Isaiah Jackson. I had Benedict Mathurin yesterday. I'm going with the Indiana guys. Who's your player to watch for the Clippers tonight?
I'm going to go Giannis. I think Giannis going to have a bounce back game. I really do. And I want to see Isaiah Jackson next to Giannis, just for a little minute, just a few minutes, just here and there. I just want to see it.
Well, I mean, the Houston front line, they got like 3 7-footers when you account for KD not being 6'9". Kevin Durant is most definitely 6'11", 7 feet tall. Clippers lost yesterday 102-95 in Houston. They run it back tonight. Grant Mona has been our guest from the Sporting Tribune. Follow him at GMona48 on X. Grant, thanks for doing this once again here on Clippers Countdown.
Adam, thanks so much. Let's see if the Clippers can get a win going into the break.
Yes, sir. Tip-off is just about 20 minutes away. Coming up next, your drive around the league. Final game before the All-Star break, Clippers and Rockets. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip-off is just about 17 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Oslin coming up. We'll get back to Carlo Jimenez, but first, your drive around the league is brought to you by Toyota. It's the Here and Now sales event at your Toyota dealer. The clock is ticking. Don't wait to grab a great deal on a new Toyota. We make it easy. 14 games in the association tonight. Coming up a little bit later, Golden State Warriors hosting the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama, who had 37 in the first half against the Lakers last night in their big victory. Denver Nuggets hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. It'll be the Kings and Jazz from Utah. Thunder taking on the Suns in Phoenix. Pelicans hosting the Miami Heat, but right now a few games have tipped off. Early second quarter in Charlotte. We talked about the Hornets a little bit earlier, the hottest team in the league. 41 to 31, I should say. Hornets over the Hawks with 9:20 left in the second quarter. Con Knippel, the rookie, who's going after it with Cooper Flagg. We'll see. That's a great race right now. Knippel with 12 early. Second quarter. First quarter over in Cleveland, and the game might be as well. Cavaliers up 44-24 after the first quarter. Former Clipper James Harden playing well there, has 9 points in the opening period. Early second quarter in Orlando, Magic on top of the Bucks, 37-22. Coming up next, Carlo Jimenez from Toyota Center in Houston. Final game for the Clippers before the All-Star break. I'm Adam Osland, and this is Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Return of the Clippers and Rockets in Houston. Game 2 of a back-to-back. Final game for your Clippers before the All-Star break. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. It is Clippers tip-off just about 13 minutes late. I thought in that game yesterday, Yannick Conan struggled at times against Alfred Şengün. Understandably, the guy's an all-star. He's a tough cover. Interested to see if Isaiah Jackson gets more opportunities in this ball game, maybe because it's a little bit matchup dependent, and Coach Lue wants to see what he has with one of his new players.
Yeah, it's a great point, Adam, because Ty Lue was asked pregame, is this starting lineup that you're going with Brook Lopez? And he said, we're by committee at the center spot. Essentially means they're going to rotate guys. They're going to try to find who works best. But he didn't commit to Brook being that starting center for the Clippers. So it'll be interesting to see how that rotation continues. Some nights might be Yannick's night. Some nights might be Brook's night. Some nights we might see Isaiah Jackson. Interesting to see how the Clippers decide to go about this from that center spot. But I think you're right, Adam, especially with the speed that Isaiah Jackson plays with. Alperen Sengun's an elite offensive player, but he likes to slow things down. He likes to be able to back you down, get into the post. Can Isaiah Jackson getting up and down the floor maybe help the Clippers on offense to get into some advantageous looks? That will be interesting here tonight.
I thought DB Hooper was also pretty good in his short 5-minute stint late in that game last night. What can you tell us about his game that we can look forward to, Carlo?
Yeah, look, Delano Banton's kind of an interesting guy. This is somebody who grew up in Toronto, Ontario, really from Rexdale, which is kind of a city nearby. Played his high school basketball at Massachusetts and then went to Western Kentucky before transferring to Nebraska, where he played 2 seasons there. He was drafted by the Raptors in the second round, first ever Canadian drafted by the Raptors, but he's kind of known for his frame out of him. He's 6'9", 204 pounds. He is long. He is versatile. He likes to push the pace, get up and down the floor. And he's been playing well for the Texas Legends in the G League, 24 points per game, 42% from the field. The only thing that really hasn't come around at him is his three-point percentage, just 29% for the three-point line in the G League. But body type-wise, Delano Banton is, if you could build a basketball player, you would build Delano Banton. I mean, 6'9", long wingspan, 204 pounds, get up and down the floor. This is what every GM really dreams of. Clippers are trying to give him an opportunity to maybe show off that elite athleticism and build with the Clips.
I love that switchability and versatility, and he can handle the rock some too. The Clippers got some young guys that have been doing a good job of that, but struggled yesterday in Kobe Sanders and Jordan Miller. Talked about it with Grant Mona a little bit earlier, Carlo, but this is just what happens with a young team transitioning. You're playing younger guys. They're playing critical minutes. Overall, they've been very good for this Clippers team, but they're going to have their ups and downs a little bit along the journey as well.
Yeah, I mean, these are guys who are playing, consistent minutes in the NBA, really both of them for the first time in their careers. When you think about Jordan Miller and Kobe Sanders, obviously Kobe a rookie, but Jordan in year 3, but he hasn't seen this type of consistency on the hardwood ever in his NBA career. So they're going to have off nights. It's understandable. It's a long season. Obviously, we're on the doorstep of the All-Star break, and I think for the Clippers, you just want to see how they respond. Jordan Miller still had 9 points in 17 minutes. I thought he was somewhat effective getting to the rim. Kobe Sanders will be interesting at him. 1 for 9 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3 in the last game. And he's talked about how his teammates have just constantly encouraged him to continue to shoot the ball, continue to be aggressive. I imagine his teammates were continually singing his praises despite his poor performance, maybe shooting the basketball after the last game. We'll see if it translates. Maybe he can end All-Star break or the game before All-Star break with a big-time game. The Clippers are going to need that from their bench. If there's one thing Ime Udoka is definitely going to do today, it's double-team Kawhi Leonard every time he touches the basketball. He even said it in his post-game press conference yesterday. Our goal is to make the other guys beat us. So that means Jordan Miller, Kobe Sanders, Benedict Mathurin, right? Those guys have to step up offensively for this Clipper team to come away with a win.
I'm picturing Kobe Sanders in a post-game interview with you in a couple of hours here, Carlo. I can see it happening for some reason. I feel like Derrick Jones Jr., he's really played well since he came back because he's hit the ground running defensively. He's looked like the same guy, the spring, the athleticism, taking on the challenge. I know KD hit some tough jumpers on him in that third quarter when he had 11 points alone, but I love that intensity we're seeing with the 2 cornerbacks back together with Dunn and DJ.
Yeah, DJ's averaging 1.3 steals per game in his 4 games back. So he's being active defensively, getting in the passing lanes, taking on those defensive matchups really, really seriously. Again, still maybe on its minutes restriction, just 27 minutes in the last game for the Clippers. But you compare that activity, Adam, on the defensive end with his offense, career high in points per game, career high in 3-point percentage still for the Clippers. And he's become really a true overall elite player on both ends of the floor for the Clippers, elite role player for sure in the NBA with the way he gives effort on both ends of the floor. And he was great on Kevin Durant. I mean, Kevin Durant had a very quiet first half. Obviously, it's KD. He's going to get going. But Durant had to work. He even said post-game, 22 shots. That's maybe too many shots for me. So even Kevin Durant acknowledging that he had to take a lot of shots just to get to that 22 or that 26-point total in the last game.
You know, we talked about Kawhi struggling from the field, 7 of 19, but he still hit some unbelievable, unguardable shots, especially the move he had on Tari Eason where he dropped him to the floor, was going for the right-handed hammer, switched it to the left hand like Jordan in 91, got fouled instead. But every night we're seeing something a little bit different from Kawhi. One of those plays that leaves you in awe.
Yeah, every single time. I mean, he is somebody who just continues to make plays offensively that, one, are bad shots for 99.9% of people, but he makes them look easy and often makes them. And two, just the aggressiveness to the rim. It's something you pointed out early this season, Adam, but Kawhi Leonard is having no fear going downhill and getting to the free throw line. He is welcoming contact on the way to the iron. And in past times when Kawhi was nursing injuries, maybe there wasn't that same aggressiveness to go seek out contact. But Kawhi is creating contact on the offensive end. It's why he gets the free throw line so many times. It's why he's one of the best free throw shooters in the NBA. It's because he shoots them at a high volume. He gets there every single time. And for the Clippers, that's a really big key in their success. Since December 20th, this team's 19-2 when they've shot 20 or more free throws. So when they get to the free throw line, good things happen for them. Let's see if they can continue to do that in this one. But what you love about Kawhi Leonard is he's evolving. And who knew a two-time Finals MVP could evolve? But he is taking another step in his game at year 14, having his best offensive year of his career. It is unbelievable to watch, and we're just so lucky to have him in a Clippers uniform, if we're being honest. The fact that we get to see it every night, it's a delight.
34 years young. Kawhi Leonard is good as ever right now. All right, Carlo, my player to watch on this one, I think it was yours last time out yesterday. That would be Isaiah Jackson. I'm anticipating more than 5 minutes tonight, so that's why I'm going with him. Who's your player to watch tonight?
Man, that's a great question.
I thought about doubling down on Benedict, but I left it open for you.
Pick. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's an obvious pick here to take Benedict.
Too easy.
I would love that. I'm also thinking maybe Kobe Sanders bounce back game. Then I'm also thinking, if you just got 4 threes, maybe 5 threes between Derek and Chris Dunn, you probably win this game. I'm going to go Kobe. I'm going to go our Clipper correspondent on the radio, Kobe Sanders. He's been on it with us too many times for me to not have belief in him. I think we get a good performance here from Kobe Sanders. Clippers are going to have to shoot better than 8 for 20 from the three-point line. It starts with the guys coming off the bench. Need Kobe Sanders to have a big game today. Or 8 for 30, excuse me. They were 8 for 30 from the three-point line in their last game.
Clippers looking to bounce back in Houston. Game 2 of this 2-game mini-series, final game before the All-Star break. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. Tip-off just about 5 minutes away. Coming up next, your keys to victory. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Houston, second night of a back-to-back against the Rockets. Tip-off moments away. Let's get to your keys to victory. Well, Coach Lue talked about it initially post-game last night. One of the things he keyed in on is the Clippers being unable to capitalize in transition, where those 18 turnovers by the Rockets, that's a big number, but they only got 17 points out of it, not even a point per turnover. Meanwhile, against the Clippers, the Rockets got almost about a little over a point and a half per turnover, with 12 turnovers by the Clippers leading to 19 points. The Clippers have to take advantage when they're able to get some easy buckets in those 2-on-1, 3-on-1 situations in ways they weren't able to yesterday. Tip-off coming up from Toyota Center. Carlo Jimenez on the call. Clippers and Rockets, final game before the All-Star break. And you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.